Welcome to our lecture. Today is the 12th. What's the date today? It says the 12th of April, and we are continuing with chapter 3. Right? You should be able to see my chapter 3. On Thursday, we left off in with chapter 3. I covered about 16 or 17 slides. I'm going to continue with chapter 3, and we're talking about sales and distribution in an ERP system. I'm going to try and go a little faster with this. You are postgrad students. We are going to be interested in the practical aspects of creating an order in an ERP system. And I'll refer to Mr. Hadeb's WebTrader account. Mr. Hadebe, keep your mic on because you're going to be asking some questions, right? And maybe probably answering it wrong. So, Mr. Hadev, you are dealing with an ERP system. Yours is a specialized one. It's a WebTrader account. Mr. Hadev, just out of interest, could you tell us a little bit about it, what you are doing on this WebTrader account?
On the WebTrader account, I am selling and buying stock, and also I can do a forex exchange.
Oh, great! So you are able to buy and sell stock. That's cool. That's cool. And what order or sales order, and how do you do that, Mr. Hadebe? Could you explain to us, please?
Well, so there's for stock, there's a stock exchange where there's companies where they sell shares. Then
Yes.
you go and you just tap
Yes.
in because you have an account. You tap in and you go into the account. Then they give you options of what you can buy or what you can sell. Well, you can't sell when you don't have shares, so you might as well buy first. Buy some shares at a value. They give you a value. They give you the limit or the stop value. The options you would like, would you prefer for your buying, so that you can make a profit out of it. Then you choose to buy. Then you have a button there. You tap again, tap buy. Then it shows your placement of your order, like a slip or an invoice of your order. Then you order. Then the order is placed. Then you have to. It's a day order or I'm a GCC. All of that. I haven't learned that before, but I need to learn it now.
Ah, great. Thank you. I'm so happy, Mr. Hadebe. So you are actually buying and selling on a platform that's somewhere on the cloud, on the internet, and in one of the lectures you are going to actually present this to us. Okay, so you are doing things like buying, which is payment, you are selling, you are sourcing your account, you are sourcing whether it's a forex, whether it's pounds or sterling or in dollars. Now that's the processes that are involved in sales and distribution in an ERP system. Right? When I take you through to some of the screenshots from SAP, you're going to see something similar to what Mr. Hadebe was talking about. Now, the customer can get a pricing information about the company's product. So Mr. Hadebe would have got a pricing with regard to some stock that he wants to purchase, and probably they're selling it at a particular price. And if he has the necessary funds, then he can buy that. Now, he can inquire as to the price of the share, and he can make his inquiry based on, let's say, for instance, the performance of the company over the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months. So if he discovered that, hey, Bitcoin has been making some good, the prices have been rising and rising, maybe he'd want to invest in Bitcoin. I'm not sure if on his WebTrader account that he is doing that. Now, he can also include aspects similar to what we have on screen. Marketing activities such as tracking his contacts, tracking his sales, visits, and mailings. Now, how I know that is because I also have been working with WebTrader. I can find out how many or how much of stock I've purchased or sold over the last couple of weeks, or maybe the last month or so. I'm tracking my activity. Now, if it was the Standard Bank website, and there I have access to Mr. Hadebe's account, they'd also be able to maintain and generate data regarding Mr. Hadebe's transactions, because obviously they will want to ensure that they get a service fee from his buying and selling of stock. Sales order and processing, series of activities that must take place to record a sales order. So maybe we can, if I'd like to, I could show it to you, my WebTrader account, the activities for me to buy and sell stock. Information is collected from the customer to support the quotation is included in the sales order. I'm going to show the example. Now, on the WebTrader account that Mr. Hadev has been using, it would actually show you how much of stock you can buy for, at what price. We'll record the item to be purchased, in Mr. Hadeb's case, the stock to be purchased, what is the selling price or the buying price of the stock, and what is the service fee that the broker, like Standard Bank in this case, would take. Users can define various pricing alternatives in the SAP ERP system. When I show you that, you'll know what it is all about. They check the accounts receivable on the SAP database to confirm this customer's available credit. So in our instance, Mr. Hadebe started off about $100,000 and every time he made a purchase, the amount was decreased. If he made a profit, it was added to his initial capital. If Mr. Hadebe doesn't have sufficient credit, I don't know what it's sitting at right now, Mr. Hadebe. Would you be able to tell me what your account is sitting at? Do you know, Mr. Hadebe?
Yes, I just logged into it.
Oh, you're going to do it in real time. Oh, this is lovely. This is cool. Mr. Hadebe, if ever you want to share your screen and you want to show it to us, by all means do that, right? So he is able to... yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Mr. Hadebe, when you find out the amount that you have available, please stop me and we'll I'll allow you to take over. Now, if he doesn't...
Stop. So then. Yeah, I have cash. I have 77,000. $77,000. Yeah, dollars. Account, okay. But my account value is 149.
Wow. Wow, that's great. Your account value. So you are actually making a profit there, Mr. Hadebe. Well done. Well done. I don't want to spend everything, okay? I'm so happy.
Okay.
Right. You and I got to have this discussion offline, Mr. Hadebe. We can make some money, you know. So keep that in mind, right, when you're available. All right, let me go on. Inventory sourcing. This is available to the Promise ATP check. SAP ERP systems checks the company's inventory records and production planning records to say whether material is available and whether we can deliver it on time. Now, last week, again, I'm using my simple example that I spoke to you about a car assembly. We want to assemble a motor vehicle, and we decided that the last stage is to put the tires on. We need to ensure that Dunlop provides us with the necessary tires, and that must be kept in our inventory stock so that we can put it on the motor vehicle and send that off. So this is slightly different to what Mr. Hadebe is doing, because now we are in a production scheme where we have a motor vehicle to assemble. The system can recommend an increase in planned production if a shortfall is expected. So let's say, for instance, Dunlop doesn't produce the tires and they're unable to deliver it to our motor vehicle assembly line. We now have a delay in the production of motor vehicles. Delivery in SAP ERP systems, releasing the documents that the warehouse uses to pick up, pack, and to ship the orders. So let's say, for instance, I'm taking another example. We have Pick and Pay online. You made a purchase, and now you want the delivery service to deliver your Pick and Pay groceries. You can do that, ensure that all on the SAP ERP system. As soon as the delivery is made, the customer would sign it off. The delivery agent, be it a Pick and Pay staff, or in last week's example, I think it was Mr. Kumalo that wants to sell computers. He's using a courier service. They would provide you with an update. That would update on the system. We are very happy that it has been processed. So this delivery system in the SAP ERP system allows for a delivery to be created, for the delivery to be shipped, and ultimately for us to know whether the delivery was executed. Once this delivery has been done, we are happy with this. The customer is happy. Our inventory stock has decreased. The customer has made payment on his credit card, and the money is in our system. The accounting system has been updated instantaneously. Now, in terms of what would have happened in a billing in the SAP ERP system, the billing that took place for that Pick n Pay customer to have his good groceries, we would have had to bill him. How we would bill him, we would have put it on his credit card, or if he had come into the store, he would have done the billing at the cash register, the cashier. But this is a system, this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about an online delivery system that would have had to have been forwarded to him with either the courier service or the delivery service, or even if it could have been emailed to him. Payment, how would payment take place in our Pick n Pay online system? I do Pick n Pay shopping, or now it's Checkers 60 minutes. It's processed by means of my credit card. So I punch in my credit card details and my expiry date and all the other details that they require. I get a message on my cell phone, an SMS that takes place that, oh yes, am I authorizing it? And payment is updated. And on this integrated SAP ERP system, money is transferred from my account, all done electronically, into the company's account, right? Or maybe there's a delay involved. I know with the Standard Bank, if you want immediate payment, you got to include an extra service fee. A standard order in SAP ERP, let's take the example that they use in the text. In the text, they have fitter snacker sales order processing. Last week we were talking about the energy bar. Remember the energy bar that we had? I think it was the snacker company. The ERP system would make sales and the sales order. The ERP system allows the business to process it along its functional area lines. The order entry scheme, a unique number is assigned to the company. For most of the data entry fields, the SAP ERP system determines whether the entry is valid or invalid. So let me give you an example of a valid data entry. If, for instance, I would like to specify in my Pick n Pay online shopping that I want to purchase 2 or 3 items of bread, let's say 2 loaves of bread, then my data entry system must allow me to only enter in 2, the number 2, or I must be able to increase it with the plus sign to enter +1, +2, or whatever. I should not be able to enter in a value of A, B, C, or D in the entry field. That's what I mean by a valid data entry field, where the entry field is valid. There's the example that I wanted you to see. Taking an order in the SAP ERP system. So this is the interface. It's sold to the party. The customer's identification number is entered in. Let's say, for instance, if this was a student system, that would have been your student number. The number is assigned by the customer to his sales order. Let's say you want to, if this was a student system, you could be thinking of courses. When do you require the delivery of this Pick n Pay service? Oh, by the way, Pick n Pay takes about 5 to 6 days to deliver. Checkers 60 minutes, like the thing says, Checkers 60 minutes, they will take 60 minutes to deliver the goods. The items and the material, the quantity, what the customer is ordering, when they're ordering it, and so forth. Maybe what I can do is at the end of this PowerPoint slideshow, there's about 50 slides here, I'll do the Pick n Pay example. If I don't finish in time, we'll do it tomorrow. Okay? But I'd like you to see a system in place. It's not exactly the SAP ERP system that Pick n Pay will be talking about, but it's similar to what the functions are. Right, sold to party, identification number assigned to the party, the PO number assigned by the customer to the sales transaction, The required delivery date, I explained that to you, what material. In the Pick and Pay example, it'll be groceries. Order quantity, I spoke to you about that, how much they are ordering. Here we go, taking an order in the SAP ERP system. There's some codes that they have and they're using. I'd love to try this out for real with you guys. I'm going to see if I can give you access to this online SAP. And as I proved to you, showed you the email, I got access to the SAP server. There we go. We can take in an order. This is how they would place the order. Now you would be the person that's entering the data, and I'm going to play around with it with the Pick and Pay example. Mr. Hadev has been playing around with it in the web trader example. I'm just so happy that he's doing it. Just to know how thrilled I am, Mr. Hadev. I never expected that to happen, and I hope the rest of the students as well. Mr. Naya, Mr. Kumalo, if you're there, please tell me that you are also playing around in web trader. That when you are talking about taking an order in web in SAP ERP, something is clicking in your cognitive structures in your brain that this is what you are doing. Mr. Naya, are you there? I can't see the rest of the screen because I got my taking an order slide on screen. Ms. Jagannath, Mr. Kumalo, Mr. Mbele, any of you have played around with it? Any of you unmute, please? I've been talking so long. While I have a bite of my sandwich, I've been busy from this morning. Talk to me, please, Mr. Naya. No, okay, we'll continue. Yes, someone wants to say something. Please do.
I just want to say I've tried it before, sir.
Mr. Kumalo, is that you?
Yes, sir.
What have you tried, Mr. Kumalo?
The stock trading, but not exactly from Standard Bank.
Okay.
Other platform.
Which platform, Mr. David?
The Bitcoin one, sir.
Wow, and tell us about it.
There are different coins that are traded there, sir. The platform is similar to the Standard Bank one, or you trade, or you buy coins. Coins have different values. They are also in real time, so values are fluctuating daily. So there you have to buy coins, wait for the price to be low, and then buy it and then sell it when the price is high. The method is similar to the stock one.
Excellent, excellent. Mr. Kamala, did you have to invest your own money?
Yes, a while ago, but I've lost. But now I understand the basics.
Okay, okay. Is there a demo account that you could show us, Mr. Kamalo?
I don't know about the demo accounts. I've just done the right thing.
Okay. So, Mr. Kamalo, you would have had a customer number in the Bitcoin example, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or you could have had an account number. So the similar thing occurs in the SAP ERP system. You'd have, so under postal code would probably be where he's living. Let's say Durban, 4000, city is Durban, name is T. Kumalo, and the customer number is 12345. Or his student number, let me see, Mr. Kumalo's student number is 217-25752. Right, so that's the customer search. Taking an order in the SAP ERP system, there's the order screen with a complete date. Now, Mr. Kumalo would have done a Bitcoin order, and he would have probably had to say how many Bitcoins he's buying and what price it is and all that goes with it. Mr. Kumalo, you must share it in the chat, the Bitcoin website, or share it on the WhatsApp group, or even reply to my email and tell us about your experiences with Bitcoin, because I am super excited about Bitcoin and I really and truly want to get involved in Bitcoin, because I say in a couple years' time, we are going to be talking about virtual currencies. And I think Bitcoin is leading up to that. Okay, so there's another example, taking the order in SAP. When you want to deliver when you want to confirm delivery, how much in terms of quantity, the delivery date, and the delivery that goes on. Now, let me give you another example. Sometimes I do an online delivery and the delivery says that it's coming at 5 o'clock on the 13th of April. We must be able to track the delivery, how and when it takes place. I also do online shopping with Takealot, and believe it or not, you are able to track your delivery from the time it leaves to the time it arrives to your home. Oh, I also do that with pizza, Debonairs Pizza, and other online restaurant services, so they can also track your delivery, right? So you can think this taking an order in the SAP ERP system is nothing great. We are doing it all the time. It's just that we do not realize that this is what we are using. In terms of the customer master data account, the customer's data, the account number, the customer's name, his address, all that goes with it. And if we save the sales order, so Mr. Hadebe's example and Mr. Kumalo's example of buying and selling shares, we need to ensure that we have a record of what's going on with his, right? So let's, again, you are postgraduate students. I'm not going to read every single line of code. Here's the example of the order, continuing, taking an order in the SAP ERP system. So the accounting document is 9. How many zeros there are? 9, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2 is linked to sales order number 5. And who's the customer? Hey, it says it's West Hills Athletic Club. And well, it's not actually telling us what the order is, but we can see that it's for $168 US. It looks like GD goods issued, delivered, pickup on the 2011-01-01-01, right? Let's go for discount pricing in SAP ERP systems. When a company installs an ERP system, it can configure it for a number of pricing strategies. Various kinds of discounts can be allowed. As a safeguard, the system can enforce limits on the size of discounts. So let's say, for instance, we want to give a discount to a customer. We want to say, hey, if a customer buys 10 items, we'll give them a 10% discount. Now, with your SAP ERP system, you can ensure that that takes place. Now, and this will take place for, if you set up a rule, that's what they're talking about. If I go to the other extreme, if we go to the market and we are haggling with a tomato seller, he tells me, hey, tomatoes are 20 Rand a kilo. You say, no, it's too much, man. Make it 19 Rand a kilo. You can do that. You're asking for a discount. But don't do that now. This is not a big company. It's a vendor. This ERP system, I'm just taking it from one extreme to the other, is where you can ensure that you are consistent in your awarding of discounts across the board. So it's not saying, oh, one company gets 10%, another company gets 15%, another company gets 0%, and so forth. You can ensure that SAP ERP system, whatever business module you are using, whatever software you are using, ensures that that's what takes place. So here's an example of the discount pricing in SAP. The net price is $2168 US. Tax, it shows as 0. And where's the discount value there? There's the discount. You are including a discount. The production cost of $10 and this, there we go. The discount is 10%. So customer discount is 10%. By the way, this looks very similar to a spreadsheet, huh? Doesn't it? So you can think that the rows and columns out there reminds you of a spreadsheet, but it's a little bit more involved. You can see your sales document, your materials, your item category, your material. I'm really looking forward to playing around with SAP and using all of this in real time with you guys. There's an integration of the sales and accounting system. We are seeing if a line in the order is over 1,000 Rand, the discount price is 5%. If a line in the order is $1,500 US, the discount is 10%. By the way, that's what I do. I do programming, and I can create a rule. It's called if-then programming. If something is this, then that takes place. Now you'll understand why I am telling you to go through the coding example, why I want you to do the MATLAB certification, why I want you to just try out the example with the coding in Google Digital Classroom, right? To Google Online. Because this is programming code. So if order greater than 1,000, then discount equal 5%. Else, if order greater than 1,500, then discount equal 10%. What I have just verbalized to you right now is actually programming code. Here's the IT aspect that's coming out in here. If you have a basic understanding of programming, if then else statement, you'd be able to ensure that you have an in-depth understanding of what's taking place in this sales and accounting procedure. The integration of sales and accounting, ERP systems integrate accounting with all of its business processes. When the sales order is recorded, related accounting data is updated automatically. Now, last week I told you that in the past we used to work in silos. With an integrated ERP system, there's no such thing as silos. The accounting system talks to the inventory system. The inventory system talks to the marketing system. The marketing system talks to the sales system. The sales system talks to the accounting system. Accounting system talks to the, I think I mentioned that already. I missed the face-to-face. I missed you all seeing me and doing a little demo of what is talking to who is talking to what is talking. So there's the integration of it. So if you look at the example of the West Hill sales order, when the order was processed, you'll notice that the account is updated, inventory stock could be updated, and all that goes with it. Customers without a good connection between their workers and the customers run the risk of losing business. Customer relation management, CRM. Customer relation management can help customers streamline their interactions with customers. I'll give you a nice example of an online system that's unable to provide this, or a good example. So if you are buying from Takealot and your order hasn't arrived, you can phone through Takealot and say, hey, I placed the order, where is my order? They can go online and they can determine exactly when it was processed, when it was sent for delivery, and whether it's on its way or not. Thereafter, you say, hey, I received it, but it's not intact. I want a full refund, or I want you to come pick it up. What's going to be the story out there? So that's what I'm talking about, a customer relation management software. You can put down in that software, the customer wasn't happy with this, please go and arrange for pickup. This happens to my wife when she buys goods from Mr. Price online. She buys it, she looks at it, oh, it doesn't look very nice on her, or it's not fitting her. Maybe it's too loose or it's too tight or something like that. You know, ladies, how it goes. And she wants it returned. I think there's a fee involved. She's keeping that from you. What's the customer relationship management? You have one-to-one marketing, you have Salesforce automation, marketing, call center automation, all that goes with it. You can go and read up on that, right? But I'm more interested in this thing about this ERP process. An example of it in SAP's ERP software, SAP, they have the functionality within SAP, contact the management tool to ensure that information in sales contact is available throughout the organization. So if, let's say, for instance, we had a salesman, he would have done the order. This is what happens in macro. I go to the computer section and I want to buy a laptop. The salesman out there puts his little sticker on my laptop and says his number is 1234. I go to the cashier, I'm paying for the laptop, she punches in 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm now able to associate the sale of my laptop to the salesperson that helped me. That's where CRP ERM software can assist. All right, I just gave you an example where you as a customer and salesman that helped you. Probably at the end of the month, you can say, hey, this salesperson with sales number 1, 2, 3, 4 made so many sales for the month, probably he needs to get a bonus. Or we can check whether salesperson 4, 5, 6 wasn't able to do any sales this month. We can investigate why and what had happened with that person. Right, so that's what I mean by strategic decisions that can take place. There's your SAP CRM software. You can see the person, it is customer number 1, West Hills Athletics Club. The contact person is 0001. The department code, the call frequency, how often the person calls or makes a purchase, and the person's details. It's Mrs. Oh, I need to wear my glasses, yeah, but I can see it's Trisha, and she is the procurement manager, and the department that she belongs to is the supply chain management. Oh, there's a room number as well, 45A floor, the 2nd floor in building 600. I even know her date of birth. She was born on the 17th of January 1977. I don't know whether we need so much of information about that person. Right, and there's another sales activity that they're talking about, and obviously it'll be linked to each other. So the customer versus the salesperson versus the sale that took place, the order that took place, we can track all of that by means of a unique field. I'm almost complete with chapter 3. Then, as Mr. Hadev asked me for the PowerPoint presentations, I'm going to upload this. SAP ERP systems processes business transactions and provides much of the raw data for CRM. SAP Business Warehouse system for reporting and the analysis of transactional data. So that order that we are creating and that order that we are processing is a transaction. The SAP software would allow me to track the order from the point of it being created till the time it is presented to the customer. The other aspects of SAP, we're talking about marketing, sales, and servicing. All of them talk to each other. There's a picture of it. There's the SAP ERP system, the SAP CRM system, the business warehouse module, the advanced planner and optimizer module. But we are only talking about this ERP system. But again, just for you to know that all of them talk to each other. There's an integration that takes place. We can talk about the 4 phases of a customer. You are prospecting a customer, you acquire the customer, you provide a service to the customer, and you retain the customer. In terms of the DUT university system, about 5 years ago, we prospected you. We said you want to come to DUT, study for the diploma in internal auditing. You applied on the CAO. You made a application. You were acquired. We provided you with a service. We gave you we provided you with lectures, and thereafter, I think somebody's mic is on. We provided you with lectures and tutorial matter, and you wrote the exams and you passed. And thereafter, you said you wanted to do the postgraduate diploma in accounting, auditing, or taxation. So we are retaining you as a customer. Okay, a student, right? SAP's CRM software. This is where the marketing and campaign planning. But again, I'm concentrating on the ERP systems, right? Not necessarily the marketing software and side of it. The benefits: lower cost, higher revenue, improved strategy and performance measurement. Now, let's take for granted that this is what we are considering, this is what I'm teaching, and whether I like it or not, it simply has to work, it simply has to have benefits. Obviously, we can critique this in the journal articles that you will be presented with, and we can say whether we want to go with an open source system or a proprietary owned source system, and that will come after we've done our survey of what's taking place in terms of the literature. In summary, I'm almost done with my lecture. Look at how am I going for time? Oh, 12:51, right, 2 or 3 minutes. Fictitious is unintegrated information systems at the root of inefficient and costly sales orders. So that was unintegrated. The sales people did not talk to the inventory people, did not talk to the marketing people, did not talk to accounting people. With the ERP system, we are able to sequence all of the related functions that take place. We can track an order, we can set a price, we can look for the availability of the order, we can check the customer's credit line, we can arrange for the delivery, we can invoice or bill the customer, we can make arrangements to collect payments, either EFT, and if the customer is unhappy with the order, we can even go and make arrangements for the customer to allow us to pick it up and refund him. So that's the advantages to this ERP, integrated information system, as compared to an unintegrated system, right? So an ERP system, you configure the, installing an ERP system means making the following configuration decisions. How are you going to record the transaction? How will you use that for making a decision much later on? An ERP system has tables of master data, permanent data about the customer, the supplier, the material, and the inventory. Transaction data tables store relatively temporary data such as a sales order or an invoice. And this should conclude our chapter 3. The customer relationship management module, I'm not really interested in that. I'm not going to place much emphasis on it. I'm interested in the ERP system. With that, I will conclude today's lecture. And how am I doing for time? I've got 12:53. I should have finished by now, but doesn't matter. Any questions, queries, comments, suggestions? Except Mr. Hadev is one that he says, please upload chapter 3, which I'm going to do in the next hour or so, Mr. Hadev. Any questions, queries, comments? Oh, I can see in the chat there, Mr. Kumalo, I think it is, mentioned Luno Bitcoin, specializes in the following coins. Alto Coin Trader. Thank you, Mr. Kumalo, for that. Thank you very much. Yes, any comments, questions, queries? No comments, questions, queries. All right, in that case, goodbye, everybody. Bye. See you tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about MATLAB and a little bit more about the assessment, chapter 3, chapter 4. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Naya. I'm stopping the recording.